Because we want to protect our asses from crybabies, salty bitches, and lawsuits, we want to remind you this show is rated M for mature individuals only. That means if you're easily offended by graphic language, griefers, or full frontal nudity, please disconnect now and get the fuck out. Thank you, Mario, but the good podcast is in another castle. I know you want this body, but you just can't have it.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Remove from Play, the show where we remove ourselves from the culture and hobby we love to discuss it. What is that culture and hobby?
Video games.
Yes, video games. Yes. Today is Tuesday, November 4th, 2014. It's episode 125, and that information is right this week. Totally right this week.
Okay.
Last week I was so wrong. When I had it October. I had it a bunch of other stuff, everything like that. And it's just how it is. There's our social networking stuff for you video people. But anyways, that doesn't matter because we're back for another week. We have Elias.
Hello,
it's a small,
yawn right there.
yeah,
man.
small crowd this week. We have Elias joining us. Hello, Elias. Is it
Hello.
lonely there in the giant studio room?
So cold.
So cold. It is Buffalo. Yes, and I'm always alone over here in this because we're in completely different rooms. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm Mac19. I press the buttons of the show. Gives me that producer credit. But hey.
That's true.
Yeah,
And you
that's-
bought all this stuff for the show.
Yeah, yes, that is true. That is what a producer does. They buy this shit.
Yeah.
The director directs. But
Mhm.
yes. Yeah, we're back for another week. Might be a faster show than usual because we had a lot of MIAs randomly, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Usually, we're used to that around here. Nothing new there. I remember when Elias would be like, "Oh yeah, this is a show. I got it a test."
It would happen a lot. Would happen
Quite a bit, yes.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. Yes, but what are we talking about this week? Well, we got some little bites, of course. Talk about what we've been playing.
Yeah.
Some news of the week. Gaming Spotlight, where we talk about the new releases. And no cool game this week, but normally we have a cool game of the week. And then we have a specialty topic this week, the value of gaming beyond 60 frames per second.
Ooh.
So that will be our topics this week. But let's start off this bitch like we always do. What games we've been playing lately? So how about you, Eli? What you been playing?
Excuse me. I have been playing two things mostly. First off, the end game, Endway of the Ninja, which I always play, but I've actually made some major progress in it, and that's why I want to really talk about that. The game has 500 levels divided up into
500?
yeah, it has 500 levels total, divided up into 50 stages. Each stage has 5 levels in it. Wait, does that add up to 500? No, it has 500 levels. I know that. And I've beat about 250 of them last night.
Wow.
I just got on a roll and I beat like half the game. And
Get an achievement, and you get a trophy.
thank you very much. Because I've been stuck on like this game for many months since I downloaded it many months ago, and I've just been playing mostly the user created levels. And the user created levels, I guess they've been so much harder that when I finally gone back into the actual game, I'm just destroying it now.
Wow.
So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, well, I've never been the hardest platform I ever played was, I guess, Super Meat Boy, Angry Video Game Nerd, and, of course, I Want to Be the Guy.
I want to be the guy's impossible. It's
But
not
that
even a
is- but-
platform. It's too hard.
Its randomness is what makes it crazy. Like, when I see people who've played it a million times, then it's not really a challenge anymore. Even that game, which is supposed to be so fucking hard, and once you know what happens, then it doesn't.
Maybe.
I guess that's why I love the value of games like Spelunky
Splunky, very
and
good.
just anything that's
Randomly generated.
randomly generated, procedurally generated. Because
Procedures.
think about it, one day kids are gonna grow up saying, "What? You played a game where everything was laid out for you beforehand?
Yeah.
What is that? That sounds so easy." That's what they'll say, and I'll be like, "Oh my god."
No, but I want to be the guy. It's all laid out, but that's kind of part of it. Like it's based on an old
There's
game.
a couple things that are random to my knowledge.
Really?
I think.
I don't know. I can never get really past. I get past the apples.
Apples.
And
You
I
know how
get.
long it took me to parachute in? You know how long it took me to just jump from the parachute?
Oh, that's I Want to Be the Guy too. You're talking about the apples is in one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's say I don't remember. I thought you were so much ahead of me because I never even heard of the apples.
No, you
Oh,
played
so I
two.
played the second one. I
Yeah.
guess I never played the first one then, huh?
Yeah, the second one's not even called I Want to Be the Guy. It's like I Want to Be the Shupidin or something like that.
Well, when I download it, when you start up, it says I want to be the guy.
Oh
so-
yeah, it says it too. Maybe there's 3. Something. The
I
first
think that
one
was
is
the
apples.
one. That was the one that was made for the guy to play at a fighting game tournament.
Oh.
Because that was originally what I think that one of those games were made for, to troll a guy at a fighting game tournament. 'Cause I remember watching that stream back in the day, and that's how I found out about it. So, yeah.
Oh, and the other game that I played this week, I got Prison Architect, which I mentioned like a couple shows ago, as basically a Sims-like game, but a prison, where you build the prison and you take care
Yeah,
of the
you were
prisoners.
talking about that. That sounded super interesting.
Yeah, so I got it, and I made 1.5 prisons. The half prison, I was just like, didn't know what the heck I was doing, and I just deleted it, so it doesn't count.
You gotta make Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah,
and
that's
tortured everybody.
pretty advanced. And I managed. No, I shouldn't say I managed to make a prison. My first official prison was a disaster, and everybody was dying. I had like 14 deaths on the second day. The first day,
Shit.
yeah, the first day I didn't realize I needed guards to take the prison. I thought the prisoners would go in on their own.
Yeah, totally.
They just escaped.
The prisoners will just gladly go in the cells. They won't escape.
No, they're
You don't
just
need
murdering
guards.
each other. They're killing the guards. Like the doors aren't opening properly. Doors are a real pain. I gotta really rethink how I'm laying out these prisons. Wow, it's a disaster. This game is a disaster.
But it's very enjoyable. I
Yeah, I'm gonna get back. Well, I'm gonna play it some more, not get back. I mean, it really defeated me so hard on the first day that I'm like, wow. I played for like 5 hours, got nothing accomplished. But I'm watching some tutorials now.
I remember back in the day when you didn't have the interwebs,
Yeah, it'd
couldn't look up how to do things.
be like SimCity 3000. I remember playing that and not really having any.
I played
access to the internet.
SimCity and then SimCity 2000. Those are the two I played.
3000 it was really good because it had the good graphics compared to 2 and 1.
Was that the one where you had to lay pipe?
Oh yeah, lay pipe.
Whoa.
Yeah, you have to lay pipe in. Hold on, my alarm is going off. on my
Oh
phone.
no. Oh, he did it. His phone went off during the show. Let's all shame him for it.
Don't shame me.
50 DKP minus!
Yeah, 50 DKP points.
That stinks.
You lost him. So anyways, yeah, before we could look things up, it's,
Yeah.
now we can just look anything up. I try not to do that though, because I want to just play the game and enjoy it.
This is true, but sometimes it gets to that point where it's like you think you've tried everything, and but then it's just like, oh, I didn't click like the left corner of the screen or something, and I don't know, you know.
I looked
Mostly
up
for
something for
adventure
one
games.
Portal puzzle, one Portal 2 puzzle one time, and that was it.
Too confusing. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
I forgot what puzzle it was too. It was one where it involved a ball going back and forth or something. I don't remember what it was exactly. Let's see. What else did I ever look up for?
I like looking up cheat codes. At least
Yeah,
in the
I
old
don't
days.
count like looking up cheat codes or looking up strats to like farm something. I mean like literally it was a story-based game and I couldn't figure out how to beat a puzzle or something. I think I did one. I think oh yeah, you know what? I did looking for one puzzle for Uncharted 3 as well.
Okay.
That was I remember that.
It's fair,
And I
it's fair.
probably a couple more times. I just can't think of them.
I had to look up some stuff for when I played Ico. I could not figure out like how to climb up this one section. It turns out you weren't even supposed to climb up. You were supposed to go through a door.
Oh,
But like
there you go.
the environment looked 3D and it looked like I could jump to it, but I just couldn't. I was jumping to this wall.
Just couldn't. The jumping physics were not that good
Yeah, it looked like, why did they make their environment so detailed if I couldn't jump on it?
because it looks good.
It did. It did look good. I was there a long time.
Myself, I've been playing the Evolve Big Alpha this past weekend. Quite enjoyable. So we saw some gameplay of it during the pre-show. Oh man, it's really, really good. I really enjoy it. The teaming up with some people and coming up with strategies and finding and hunting down a monster is really enjoyable. The biggest problem I had with it was just that I feel like when they need to figure out the balance more when the game comes out. Because right now, I don't know necessarily if monsters are more overpowered or underpowered. It just comes up this weird... I get this weird vibe that like just overall the humans are better and they're more powerful. But I feel like if you're the monster, if you navigate the environments really really cool and jumping around in them very efficiently, you can overcome the humans. But I don't know, it's kind of rough. The humans just have so much tools at their disposal.
They have humanity on their
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, because once you evolve to like level 3 or maybe even 2, you become powerful enough where you could take these bitches on. But in the very beginning, it's really rough. You got to keep running, and you've got to utilize strategies of hiding. So it has some in-depth strategy going on there. But moving on from that, the gameplay is pretty. It's like it comes off as Left 4 Dead a lot. You're jumping around, moving quite fast. You have a jetpack that allows you to traverse through the area. But that jetpack is going to be a key thing. In the game, you have these perks you can unlock. Things like I move 20% faster. My jetpack regenerates 25% faster. Your ammo does more damage, stuff like that. And you could choose one. I always ended up choosing the jetpack because you're always running and you're always on the move. You just need that jetpack to refuel faster. So I think that most of those perks will kind of be shitty. Hopefully come out with better ones in the future that make more sense.
Yeah.
The coolest thing I liked about it was when you're tracking the monster down, not only can you search it by footprints and everything, but you can try to figure out like where it's going on by map by cutting it off and stuff, and that's really cool. Like just the hunting process itself is so fun. Then when you're in the fight with it, it's so sweet because when you're fighting together, and then when you're playing, like I played support, teaming up with my teammates and like shielding them to do this cool strat. Like if you play Team Fortress 2, they have the same idea where like you have the assault guy, but you can use your support character and your healing character heal up the assault guy, so he's fucking unstoppable. So the monster realizes and then comes for you. It creates this like tense moment. It's like, oh shit, gotta back off. But then the assault guy's still shooting, and the teamwork is just so fucking cool. It's really, I was plugging with a lot of people. It ended up being pretty much okay, because at least in the alpha, people were pretty friendly and dropping knowledge and communicating effectively. And most people had microphones, so it worked out good. If you have non-microphones, though, I don't feel you can efficiently communicate. Yeah, it has a pinging system where you could ping, like, oh, I saw the monster there. Go over here. But other than that, it's not really efficient. The characters do have dialogue. I think maybe that's what they expect to use to, like, guide you and give you information. Because they'll say, like, one of the characters say, if the dialogue will say, hey, I just saw the monster over here. And then you'll go to that character's voice. You know what character it is because you know their voice. Stuff like that, I think, is what they want for you to use if you don't have mics and stuff. But I think you just need mics. You got to be able to communicate with your teammates. The environments are actually wonderfully designed. The multi-tier levels with the rocks and different types of terrain in the environment. It's really, really cool. I think that the level design was done very, very well. I feel that the monster can traverse these environments really efficiently if they had a laid out strategy. There's enough incline levels because with your jetpack, when you're flying and you run out, if you go too high, then you're going to fall straight down. So if you're going over a ravine while you're falling down the ravine, then you got to climb the cliff, and it takes fucking forever. And the monster's going to get so ahead when it's trying to run from you, and it's going to eat something and evolve. You're just not going to have a good time. So all those different type of levels and layers of an environment really is really unique and comes into the gameplay because if you're running out of fuel, well, your monster's going to get ahead of you. So you got to play this like meta game where you got to figure out exactly how much fuel you got to use for each jump, and if the monster jumps over a cliff, maybe it's better to go around the cliff and figure out where he went instead of just following the tracks. Because when you're following the tracks, you're always pretty much chasing them, So the game's just really, really interesting, and I think it's actually going to be pretty good when it comes out. Hopefully, if they get balanced stuff right. The last real negative I had with it has this cutscene when you drop in. Remember in the pre-show, Eli, I was showing you they were showing you the drop-in scene from the plane. When you drop in, it takes quite a bit of time, as you tell, and they talk a little bit, and it has a full-blown of animation. You got to wait for the door to open, and you actually drop.
Okay. Yeah, I saw
when you die during the match, you can come back. You just get dropped in again. So after you wait like 5 minutes, you can drop in again. But every time you come back from the initial startup, it plays that cutscene again. So even though you waited 5 minutes, then you go into that cutscene, and then you wait additional 30 seconds because that cutscene takes fucking forever.
Yeah, it's a long cutscene.
So I think they need to drop that cutscene beyond the first time you see it because you just need to drop down quicker and get back into the fray of things. It takes fucking forever, especially when tens of seconds mean so much. The monster could take down like half per person's health really quickly if they're fighting it by themselves.
That's true.
Next, the classes. The classes are really unique. Oh, not unique. I'll take that back. The classes are pretty well designed for what you're facing the monster with. You have a trapper who pretty much is your like utilitarian person. They're not outputting a lot of damage. Pretty much they're just there to trap it with the arena or lay down the little traps, the little claw traps that snap the monster so it can't run away. Other than that, it's really just sitting back doing nothing. The rest of the classes all pretty much output damage, and the medic is like the best one. Not only does it like output damage, it heals people. It can actually locate the monster and trank the monster too. So I think medic's like the best class because it can do so much damage, and it's really unique that way. And if you have a weak medic, your team just goes down. That's the one thing I noticed when playing. Yeah, game's pretty good. I hope it stays that good and they just fix the balances because the second monster, there's two monsters they had in the alpha. They had a Goliath guy who was pretty much a ground-based monster. They had the Kraken guy, which could fly, shoot lightning, had AoE effects. Every time we faced that guy, it was just death. It was death. I never beat that monster. Like one time, the one guy's strategy was literally he didn't run away. He waited for us to drop in from the ship and then just killed us as soon as we dropped in.
Huh.
He was that powerful that he didn't have to run away or evolve. He just fucking took us down.
Yeah, I need some balance.
Yeah, it needs to balance. I think that's more just because the player was good. But if the player realized that he could do that and could efficiently do that very well, then there's got to be some balance issues there. So I have high hopes for this, and I'm really excited for when it comes out. I actually think I'll buy it.
Cool. You'll buy a game.
And that's what I've been playing. I've just been playing that all weekend, and I was streaming it all weekend. So if you guys just follow the channel, you can see when we stream too. Yeah, that's what we've been playing. Get into some little bites before we get into some news of the week. First thing, Eli. Oh, what's the first thing on the list there, Eli?
It's Grand Theft Auto 5's getting a first-person mode.
Yeah. So for the PC and new generation, I guess we'll call it current gen, the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, is getting a first-person mode. Let's say that you're playing the game or playing in the multiplayer. You'll be able to switch right to first-person mode when you're shooting. It'll make shooting a hell of a lot easier. This is going to actually give the game a lot of legs, especially when you're playing on multiplayer. Having that advantage to actually aim more efficiently is going to be so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Then maybe you don't have to rely on the auto aim as much, which is good.
That is
you
true.
could get into one of those servers that don't have the auto aim on, so you're going to have to rely on your skills.
Yeah, your sniper intuition.
Yes. So that's really cool. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, it's a real legit, fully fledged out first-person mode.
That would be nice. That's going to be real nice. I'm excited for that. And it makes sense because, it's coming to PC. People are going to want that even more. They want to mod it in, which makes it a lot easier for people. Next, Nintendo is actually reconsidering their stance on region locking.
Ooh.
Oh, yes. Nintendo in a recent, let's see, it was like a company, it was a recent investor Q&A. Shichiro Iwata. I call him Iwata. I know his last name. It's really easy to say his last name. He was talking about how in the future they're thinking reconsidering region locking. Because currently, ever since the DSi came out, like all of the handhelds have been region locked, which is kind of shitty. Because if you just want to import a game that isn't going to come out in America, you want to be able to play that game, even if it isn't Japanese. You just want to at least be able to play it.
Yeah, that's the stupidest thing.
So in a recent investor Q&A, they were talking about how they're going to reconsider that. This does not mean it's going to happen. But it's something that they could change their stance on very soon.
Why do you suppose they even region locked in the first place?
I assume just for things like licensing. Let's say there's music that they don't want to relicense. Then
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Localization reasons. Maybe they just feel that some games will not sell other places, so there's no reason to spend the money localizing it and bring it somewhere else. So they just want to make sure it's stuck to that region. Maybe they want people to import your DSs.
I'm guessing it's mostly the music thing, honestly. That seems the most.
I think it's mostly just that, they don't want people importing systems. Like, they want people to go buy them in their region. It's why get you cheaper somewhere else? They just want to control that. And they want to control the messaging across the board. In the past, Nintendo hasn't always region locked. They've been on and off on many different systems. So to see that they might change it will be really cool.
Cha.
Next, kind of a PSA. Nintendo Direct is later this week. It'll be on Thursday, tomorrow, the 5th. They'll be talking about many things, and hopefully we get some good information out of it. Maybe more stuff about the new 3DS would be nice. I think we're pretty good on Smash Bros. At this point. I think we literally have enough information we need to know before buying that game. Maybe more what's going on in Japan. Maybe some new IPs. Maybe more on Splatoon. I would love to see more stuff on Splatoon. So let's hopefully we see more of that.
Splatoon, yeah.
Splatoon. Have you seen Splatoon?
Nope. Sounds cool though.
Oh yeah,
Just by the name.
Did you ever play Tony Hawk?
Yes.
Remember the mode grind or paint or splat or whatever it is? Whenever you grind something or do a move off something, it would change a color and you'd own that spot.
Yeah, kind of. I know.
So imagine a whole game like that, but you're octopuses and you have ink guns.
Okay.
So pretty much both teams start up on their separate area and they start inking the level. By the end of the match, the person who has the most level covered with ink wins. Now, there's other things you can do as well. You can turn into an octopus and swim through your ink. It allows you to get more distance and close the gap between one end of the map to the other. And then also, there's other things you can attack the enemy using other types of abilities, take them out so they have to respawn, so it gives you more time to take over the map. You can ink over the other team's ink. And that game just looks really cool. It's actually a new IP that I'd like to see.
Yes.
The gameplay itself technically isn't new, but the way they're approaching it, like they're adding a bunch of cool mechanics in it that make it way more fun. Because again, we've seen modes like that before in like games, but I don't think I've ever seen a game completely dedicated to it. There has to be something out there, obviously, but
Probably Othello.
Othello, what
the
is
board
that?
game.
Oh wait, I have heard of that game.
It's the same concept, I think. Where
Yes.
you try and get
So I'd love
all
to
your
see
color.
more of that. Another PSA type thing. A new Pikachu float and Skylander float will be in the Thanksgiving parade this year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Pikachu has always been in the parade, obviously, but the new balloon will be coming out. That was really
So-
cool. And it'll also have a Skylander balloon as well.
So wait, what is a Skylander again?
Skylanders is that game where you buy the figurines and you put it on the portal, and then the character comes up in the game. And it
Spyro's in that, right?
Yes,
Spyro?
Spyro is in that. Yes.
Okay, so you think it's gonna be a Spyro balloon?
Actually, I want to check the article here. Balloon of, no, it's Eruptor from the Skylanders series. I have no idea. I don't play Skylanders. I just think it's really awesome.
It's a kids game,
Eruptor-
I think.
Eruptor looks like okay, from the Google image search, he looks like a lava monster.
Sounds cool.
Yeah. And the new Pikachu one will have a festive little scarf,
A festive scarf.
little festive scarf. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So you guys watch that, November 27th.
Thanksgiving parade. Yeah.
Is that on Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you can tell, I'm not big on Thanksgiving.
It's like in the morning time, kind
At
of.
9 a.m. according to this.
Whoa, it's that early.
Yeah,
Well, when you're with your family and they like make you go to Thanksgiving and stuff, and
Yeah.
you're gonna be up there early.
Yeah. Next, another PSA type scenario. The ET game, the Atari Game Over documentary is going to be coming out November 20th. Yes. You guys remember Xbox Entertainment? Well, that company has officially closed, but the one project they're good. They promised to come out will be still coming out. The documentary based on the ET dig up. As you know, a couple months ago, or maybe even a month or two ago, I don't remember exactly. They actually, finished filming, and they actually finished digging up the place. And there were a lot of photos coming out, and it was true that the place was full of ET cartridges. Again, it wasn't like an
Interesting.
actual mystery because there were actual articles that
Yeah, they knew
said
it was there.
existing. But it's nice to see that they'll have footage of that, and it'll be a 6-film miniseries.
6 films long. Wow, what are they
Oh,
gonna talk
I'm sorry,
about?
that is wrong. That is
Okay.
wrong. That is that was referring to something else. But Xbox Entertainment is gone, so this is the one project we'll be able to see from them. So
It's
hopefully,
kind
it'll
of
be cool.
ironic that it's about ET.
A little bit, yeah.
A
They were
little
doing
bit.
other things too, but they just stopped. The only reason they did this is because they know why. Probably because they spent so much money digging up that place. They figured,
Yeah.
well, we got to release it to get some kind of something out of it. you know?
Yeah. Should be interesting still.
Yeah.
I might watch.
Yes. The next little bites, Eli, you can take that.
All right. Little Big Planet 3 will support past DLC collections.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. So everyone who spent hundreds and maybe even $500s of dollars
Whoa,
on
that's a lot of
costumes in
this.
Little Big Planet 2, they're all gonna work Little Big Planet 3. Awesome.
That's lucky.
That's so nice to see game developers let all the DLC transfer over.
Yeah.
Really nice. It's pretty easy for them too, because Little Big Planet 3 is literally the same engine, and it's pretty much the same game. All he really did was added more tools and improved upon it. So it's good that they can easily transfer that DLC, making the game much more valuable. So knowing that you'll get all your stuff that you bought before in there. Oh, so nice. I love when they do that. Don't you love when they do that, Eli?
Yeah. It doesn't happen that much as far as I know.
Yeah. Some
Doesn't-
other places
doesn't-
have done it, but it's really nice.
I wish The Sims would do that.
Oh God, no! Their whole marketing,
Yeah,
and their whole
it's
business plan
obviously-
is to sell you fucking expansions. It seems like the best way to play The Sims is to buy the last generation when the new one comes out. Like now, everyone should be playing Sims 3 because all the expansions are done. You can just get everything in a package
That's
for
true.
real cheap
That's
instead
true.
of buying a brand new game which has everything cut from it.
Yeah.
They don't have pools. No pools.
Yeah. That's
Although I read
ridiculous.
somewhere that someone hacked in pools or something,
They
but I don't know how
hacked in
true that is.
pools. They dug holes in the game and filled them with water. No, I don't know. I have no idea how they did that. I hope it to be true.
Yes, I hope it to be true. But yeah, I feel that's the best way to play The Sims. Man, it would be nuts if The Sims just let you get all the expansions over for the next game. Oh, that'd
Even
be,
the Katy Perry
There's no
Like,
Katy
there's
Perry.
a Katy Perry like Candyland. sort
No,
of.
there isn't.
No, yeah, for
There's
Sims
no
3,
Katy
it's
Perry
really
expansion.
it's the worst expansion. Pack.
I
It's
am going to
ugly.
Google
You need
this.
to look it up. It's so hideous.
We'll go ahead and talk about the next thing while I Google
Okay.
it up.
Next thing, PS Plus in November. PS Plus in November. Binding of Isaac, Steam World Dig. I don't know what that means, but I know Binding of Isaac and I know Rebirth just came out,
Yes.
so this is probably relating to Rebirth.
Yes. So the free games you're getting for November this month are Binding of Isaac and Steam World Dig, which is really nice.
What is Steam World Dig?
I actually don't. It's probably some indie game.
It sounds kind of fun. It just sounds fun in my opinion.
Yeah, it's some kind of Steam. We're gonna
I
on
like
the
digging
PS3.
games.
You'll get what is it? Luftrausers? Is it Luftrausers? You'll get Luftrausers, and you'll get Prime. On PS Vita, you'll get Escape Plan, and let's see, The Hungry Hero, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, Binding of Isaac, Rebirth.
Yeah, just came
That's
out.
gonna be real nice. Yeah, that's just you're actually getting that specifically, so that's really nice.
Yeah, I don't like the way it looks. The new the Binding of Isaac Rebirth I like the flash look. I like it had a simpler, cleaner look. This one looks like just like a low resolution version of the flash. It's not even real pixel art. It's just like you JPEG'd up the assets.
Whoa, Eli's calling out the developer.
I am talking to you, Edmund McMillan, if that is your real
You played
name.
a lot of Binding of
I
Isaac.
did,
though.
and then I played so much that it just lagged itself to death because it's made in Flash. I guess that is an improvement, is that the engine now won't just like die once you've played more than like 100 hours. I think I had like 400 hours in it.
Jesus Christ, Eli. That's
Yeah, and
quite a
I
lot.
never really like fixed the lag issue. I just got tired of it. Because also another problem with the Binding of Isaac is it would give you more bad items than good items, and I just got frustrated with like runs where just you start with like I don't know, holy water as your first item, which is it's just the glitchiest item in the game. It actually, if you have like a good familiar following you around, and then you pick up holy water, it just turns your good familiar into Brother Bobby, the worst familiar in the game.
Oh my God.
It's just, why would you ever pick this? And it shows up all the time. Like, you never see the good items.
Oh, that's nuts.
Yes. But Rebirth has like 300 items, and I think Standard Isaac has only 150. Still, how infrequent will the good items be is the ultimate question. Also, I just don't like the way it looks. It has
The
scroll
chat room
rooms.
says
What do they say?
the new Binding of Isaac is all pixelated, even with the filter on. It seems like they really did not try this go around.
Yeah, it looks lazy. It looks lazy pixel art,
Hey man, take the game you already have, just
and make it worse like The Sims.
put a filter over it, put it
Yeah.
on PlayStation and all the new and a PC, and make more money because everyone already
He's
bought.
gonna
because
make a
Binding
ton of
Isaac-
money. Yeah, he's gonna make a boatload of money.
I don't know because Binding of Isaac itself has been like in a humble bundle like how many times, and then it was on Steam on discount for how many times? I think everyone's got. Like,
Yeah,
the
everybody
original
has
at
it
this point.
probably.
So why would you buy Rebirth?
It's like
I
a
don't really see. What else
$5
do you get from it? Probably.
Well, you get
know?
150 new items, new characters.
Do you feel that's worth it?
My instinct says no, but I kind of want to.
'Cause I can
want to
imagine
believe.
people have played the shit out of Binding of Isaac this time. They've got to be.
Yeah,
I
people.
agree, it's a great game. But
People knew all the ins and outs of it. They could glitches. They knew all the glitches. They knew how to speedrun it. The game was beaten in every sense of the word. You know.
Yep. And I just found out you are totally not lying. The Sims 3 Katy Perry Sweet Treats. is a
Yeah,
real
Sweet
thing.
Treats. That's what it was. It's so hideous, isn't it? Like there's just like
Well,
lollipops
she looks
sticking out of the
nice
ground.
on the cover.
And she's whatever. She is a very. I was thinking about Katy Perry earlier, because of that "Eye of the Tiger" song always coming on, how she has a very plain face, and the only reason people like her is on account of her giant breasts.
I disagree completely. I think she's a beautiful woman all
she's
around,
not.
and you're nuts.
She's
You
not.
you have high.
she's
your
very
standards are
average.
different than mine.
She looks
good
like
sir.
she's from like Wyoming or something.
Your standards are different than mine.
Yeah,
That's all I'm missing.
well, you just like the boobies.
Yeah, I know. I think she's
You're
different.
being tricked by him. Her
I'm
face
being
is
tricked.
plain.
I'm being tricked, folks,
She's a
boys and
forehead.
girls.
Her forehead's a 5 head. You know, it's.
Today on Roofer Play, Eli talks about how some women are. Talks about what women he's not attracted
I
to.
talk shit about Edmund McMillan and Katy Perry. Yeah, two very important people.
Elias. Oh, Elias. Let's get into some news
All
of the
right,
week
let's just
then.
do this.
It's time for gaming news.
Go ahead. First news item. I should take that away, Eli.
Okay. Nintendo is making a digital making digital game downloads much easier. Okay. Ever since they launched, if you had purchased a downloadable game for a Nintendo 3DS or a Wii U from the online retailer, you would have to open up the system's eShop, enter the download code, and wait for it to finish. But beginning soon, possibly this very moment even, it could be happening as we speak.
Yes, it could happen now as the show's going on.
Whoa. Predictions. You're like Nostradamus. You will be able to download it right away when purchasing a digital copy of the game through an online retailer. You will now be able to enter your Nintendo Network ID at the checkout page, and your 3DS or Wii U will automatically download the game via Spot Pass when the transaction is complete.
Talk about convenience.
Talk about convenience.
Yep.
I was putting like commas in all the wrong places. Sorry about that.
So, yeah, I like this a lot. Improving the whole download experience on Nintendo platforms would be really nice. I'm not going to say that Sony's and Xboxes are far superior, but they are definitely, do it a lot better than Nintendo has in the past.
Indeed, but now they're getting with the times.
They get with the times. And hopefully from this we'll see, they've already done the transition where stuff isn't tied to your system anymore. It is tied to your account. To my knowledge, that has happened. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. But now with that, plus this, making download experience much better is a good step in the right direction. And I'm proud to see Nintendo make this move. Really proud.
Just.
How do you like downloading games, right?
Yeah, downloading's okay.
You pretty much prefer... Actually, when's the last time you actually bought a disc for any game?
I can probably figure it out.
I'll give you a drum roll.
I feel like it was Sim City 4. Honestly, might have been the last
SimCity 4?
Yeah, it was a while ago, I guess.
That was quite a long time ago.
No. Maybe I bought some Lord of the Rings RTS once, but I didn't like it very much.
Well, hey, I bought you talking about Lord of the Rings: Battle for Middle Earth?
Yeah, I didn't
That's
like
my favorite. One of my favorite RTSs of all time. You bastard.
I didn't like the town system. How you could only build buildings in certain places.
Yeah, it had the command and conquer style of
yeah, I like
resource gathering.
RTSs where you could just build everywhere.
Well, I understand. Yep, you gotta like the command and conquer system.
Yeah.
It doesn't get annoying, especially if map design wasn't perfect. Because
Yeah.
there'd be a random tree in the way, and you
Yeah.
get 100% is impossible.
Yeah, I've seen that happen.
Yeah, it's really rough. You gotta really strategize. Yeah, most things are downloaded nowadays, and more support for Nintendo doing this is just much better. Next news item, which actually is kind of important. This is really good. So for all the people out there who want to play good games, but they think it's really hard to find some of the older stuff.
Ooh, that's a lot of good games.
The Internet Arcade has over 900 plus games. No
Whoa.
quarters needed. The Internet Archive is a non-profit collection of movies, music, books, websites, and most relevant to the following information, games.
Yeah.
Has unleashed the Internet Archive, a collection of more than 900 classic arcade games, which can be played for free inside a browser.
Whoa.
So, guys, if you if you want to play, let's see, I'm gonna see if I get a short list here. If you want to play, fucking Turkey Shoot, Paperboy, Tapper, you can play it now. It's I know it's not the ideal situation. You want to play it with the cabinet, but for some of these games are so good, guys. You just must play them. Some of them are go down history as being great, some of the greatest games of all time.
Yeah.
Gives you a chance to play that. Let's see. We also got the Three Stooges. Wow, some of these lists here pretty unique.
I want to play the Beavis and Butthead game. That's a fun one.
Beavis and Butthead. And, Battle of Atlantis. I'm just reading some of the lists here. That's really cool. Bionic Commando. Wow, look at that. I wonder if they have. Is that Master Blaster? No, they have Master Blaster. No, that's Arcade Blaster. I was about to say. How is that even possible? I didn't even know that was a. I didn't even know if that was a console thing. Oh, they have Burger Time. Look at that. Burger Time's a really good one.
Yeah.
I actually played Burger Time. I have not played many arcades.
Oh, do they have Battletoads?
Do they have Battletoads? I wonder if they have Battletoads.
If they don't have Battletoads, what is the point?
This is not an alphabetical, and they're using pictures, which is weird.
Okay.
Oh, Golden Axe. That's one of the ones I played. Another good one. Yeah, a lot of good guys. It's just get out there and do it. It's so worth it, and for free, and it just works in a browser. You don't even do much. I don't know how that works with keyboard. Obviously, got to use a keyboard. That might suck, but maybe you'd buy a little joystick.
Yeah, I hope they have Action 52. You played Action 52?
That was a. Wasn't that on? Wasn't that a NES game?
I have no idea. I played on an emulator on a friend's computer. But boy, is it a fun game! Holy cow!
Yeah, that was on the NES. That was what I remember had Cheetah Men. That
Yeah,
was a
Cheetah
big
Men.
reason, and all the other games were pretty much pointless. They're like they're all like space shooters.
They were all the same thing, and they were
Yeah.
all really glitchy.
Yeah, because it was coded badly or something. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a thing where you were a chef, and I think you were flipping a sausage or a pancake or something.
I want to say it was a sausage if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's a bad game, but it's a lot of fun to play.
And Street Fighter 2. Like oh my god, guys, there's a lot of good ones on here. So yeah, Pac-Man. Look at that, of course, Pac-Man.
E.T. maybe if we're lucky,
Well, that AT wasn't an arcade.
Oh,
It
that's
was
true.
NES.
and
Oh.
Action 52 wasn't arcade either.
No, but it wasn't arcade. That's why I was wondering why you're bringing that up.
I thought it was. I now understand what you mean by arcade games, like literal arcade games.
Yes,
not
little
arcadey.
arcade games. Yes.
Okay.
So guys, play these games. They're good games. I'm gonna be actually I should do a couple Actually, I should do a couple old schools with this now that you can easily play these things. I don't have to download emulators.
Yes.
Makes it easy. I'll just favorite it on my media PC. That way it's nice and easy to do. All right, next news item. Halo 2 Cinematic. They released a new cinematic trailer
Ooh.
showing off the cinematics, the nice up-res cinematics for Halo 2 Anniversary, and they look fucking amazing. Like, it's so cool. So let's take a look and watch this.
It's exciting.
You are one of our most treasured instruments. Long have you led your fleet with honor and distinction. But your inability to safeguard Halo was a colossal failure. Soon the great journey shall begin. But when it does, you shall be left behind.
Gentlemen, we're lucky to have you back. The Navy has lost one of its best.
Slip space ruptures directly off our battle cluster.
Master Chief, defend this station.
Cortana, what exactly am I looking at?
That is another Halo.
So this is what my father found.
The Prophet of Regret is planning to activate Halo.
Are you sure?
Get tactical, Marines!
All right. Shoot.
Your prophets have promised you freedom, but you will find no salvation on this ring. The prophets have betrayed us. Impossible.
No. If he leads the Covenant fleet to Earth, they won't stand a chance. You have to stop him.
I need a weapon.
We're going in.
All remaining platforms are now ready for remote activation. From here,
Ma'am, without a destination solution.
we are not losing that ship.
No, he's not gonna die. All right. Yeah. So that November 11th. That it looks fucking great, guys. Oh yeah, responsible by Xbox One. Blah blah blah. Okay.
Do not distribute.
Do not distribute. Yes. Oh, so it looks so good. I'm so glad I was thought that I was gonna be fine if they just kind of upscaled the old graphics and like did it in the engine or something. But no, they did full blown, redid it all. It looks so good. I'm so excited for Halo 2 Anniversary. Apparently I think this will come out separate from the Master Chief Collection, so I might not actually get the Master Chief Collection, but that does seem kind of nice to get the Master Chief Collection, get all the games. The value might be there, but I might end up just getting the two. Man, Halo 2, 10 years since Halo 2 came out. Can you believe that, Eli?
Yeah, actually, that's pretty impressive. For
Yeah.
that being only the second one,
Yeah.
10 years ago.
10 years ago that game came out. Blows my mind. I've been playing that game for 10 years because we still play that in the Hangouts, so really fun.
Quite so.
Yes. Not for you though. You die all the time.
Yeah, I'm not
And
very
everyone
good.
uses the extremely offensive names that we use.
Indeed.
We have so many offensive names, guys, because they were the original names we made on the accounts back when we were super young. So we have Jewish jokes, Hitler jokes, racial jokes, people,
Yeah.
friend jokes where we always said our friend has cancer. Oh, we were just horrible.
Yeah, you're
We're
bad
horrible.
people.
Yes, we're just horrible people. Don't you know? Don't you know? They said us gamers are horrible beings. Don't
I
you
heard
know?
about that on the news.
Yeah, we're horrible creatures. We don't deserve to live. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Next, the news item.
Ooh.
Yes. Oop, I forgot to switch that. We got some Xbox One rumor news. All right, so rumor. Let me make this clear. This is a rumor. Xbox One CPU might be moving to a 20 nanometer manufacturing process. AMD has designed a 20 nanometer chip for the Xbox One. This was discovered by, okay, I'm going to try to say this guy's name right. Molson, I guess, from Beyond 3D's forums. The post quotes the LinkedIn page for the senior designer. Manager of SoC, System on Chips, for AMD, which states, he, quote, successfully planned and executed the first APU for Microsoft's Xbox One game console in 28 nanometer technology and a cost reduction derivative in 20 nanometer technology. Could this mean that the Xbox One will be a CPU upgrade and will it get cheaper out in the future? All right, so historically, when they found a way to make the system cheaper manufacturing-wise and smaller manufacturing-wise, we get a new SKU of it, like a slim version. Since there's already rumors going around that apparently the AMD has already found a way to make it smaller, it kind of goes in parity with what recently happened, where they're trying to sell all these bundles and everything right now with the $50 cost savings they're doing across all their systems, all their bundles and stuff to get rid of old systems. I think it's just a little too soon still to say there will be a slim version. A year is extremely fast for them to bring out a new. It actually hasn't even technically been a year yet, right? Those things dropped in
Approximately.
I think Xbox One dropped a month earlier before PlayStation, right? Or was it PlayStation first? Oh, I think it was PlayStation first. And it was about this time last year, though, if I remember correctly. I think it was November. I don't know. Let me look it up real quick. What do you think, Eli? Would you buy a slimmer Xbox One at this point?
I guess so. Yeah, it would look better on a shelf.
Because right now it's as big as a VCR.
Yeah, it's pretty big. What they should do, or could do maybe if they wanted to, since they can make this stuff so small, they could put even more processing power because it's so small. You could just fill up the big case with small pieces.
Okay, usually when you get a slim SKU of it, it could be more powerful. But generally speaking, that would be a chance for them to find a way to be more powerful. But generally, it won't change that much. Usually doesn't. Yeah, November 22nd is when it released last year, Xbox One. So it's not even been a year yet. Getting close to a year.
Yeah, I like slim versions.
Yeah. Especially because it's so big. Again, my prediction is this is it's good to know that they can make the thing. They could potentially make the GPU smaller, but they still have to redesign the hardware so that still have to make the PCU smaller and all this other stuff. And maybe make a way to make it slightly faster so that it can handle. Maybe upgrade the RAM so that it's pretty much in parity with PlayStation 4. So again, I think it's be too soon. The earliest we could, I think the earliest we honestly would see a slim SKU would maybe in March. Like we could probably get an announcement in like January, and then maybe in March we could see a slim SKU. But I don't think it would be faster than that. And even then, I don't think that will happen either. But it would be nice, is maybe in the future we'll see one that will be slimmer, and that'd be really cool. Moving faster. Things are moving faster, Yeah. You don't have to wait 2 years for a slim version of stuff anymore. And I usually wait around for the slim version of stuff. Because I never liked how big stuff usually is. Well, the PlayStation 4 is pretty small already, so I'm happy with that. The Xbox One is fucking huge. It's literally a VCR. Have you seen that thing, Eli? It's a VCR.
I've only seen it from the side.
It's a fucking VCR, let me tell you.
Good to know.
And that's news of the week. So let's get into some gaming spotlight. Talk about the new releases.
Okay.
All right, gaming spotlight, new releases. All right, Eli, do you want to start off the first half and I take the second half?
Sure.
You go up all the way up to 3DS and I'll take it from there on.
All right.
So that's actually a little bit more than half, but there's not that many.
Okay, that's fine. Multi-platform Call of Duty Advanced
Warfare came out this week. Everyone and their mother is streaming it right now.
Gosh.
All the past competitive guys, the kids that are jumping on it because they want to be competitive again, everybody is on this shit right now. Holy shit, there's so many streams on Twitch of Advanced Warfare right now. Fucking nuts.
Indeed.
It looks good.
It does look good.
You know what? I like the new customization they have. They took the customization from Black Ops, and what was the other one? Fuck, I don't even know what the other one was.
1946.
Anyways, it's not the same exact same customization system from Ghost. It's the one from Black Ops where you have the 13, 14 customization series where you pick your gun, attachment, your perks, and it takes up your 14 slots. The
Okay.
reason there's more slots in the past is because now you have exosuit spots as well to fill up. So it looks good. You know, I think this might be the Call of Duty I give a try again.
Ooh.
So
This is the future one, right? Whether in the future.
Advanced Warfare, yes. It takes place in 2040. So like,
Whoa.
what is that, like 30 something years, almost 40 years?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
All right. Rocksmith 2014. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a rhythm game.
Rocksmith is the game where you plug in an actual real guitar and then you play a rhythm game with a real guitar.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I played the last version, which was really unique. You know, it was really cool. It even had a free play mode where you can just play. It has a nice. If you wanted to learn guitar, it's an interesting way to learn, but it's definitely a good time all around. It's really cool because the way the track comes down is really unique. Plays it through. It's definitely a step up from like what Guitar Hero and Rock Band was because it's you know playing a real guitar
That's
and
true.
it's actually you have to play the notes. And it does a good job. At least the one I played I think a year ago. It did a nice job with the progression system, starting off with simple songs and moving you up.
Yeah.
And I love the free play mode. Just jumps in there and you can just play a guitar.
You can shred.
You don't need an
just
amplifier
shred
to do
on
it. That's like a big thing. That's really nice. You can just buy a guitar and go. Obviously, it's not perfect sounding, but it works out pretty well. And you can add even cool filters to it to make it sound all freaky and stuff.
Ooh. Yeah. PlayStation 3, Blaze Rush, The Wolf Among Us.
PlayStation 4.
PlayStation 4. How to Survive Storm Warning Edition.
I actually want to Google this. What the hell?
Yeah,
this
it
is.
sounds like a Weather Channel game.
Oh my god, wouldn't that be funny if it actually could probably be like a zombie survival game for all you know. Wow,
Yeah.
there's not much. Let me go to Metacritic because obviously
How
that's
to
the most
survive.
accurate place to get information. Survive the story. You can keep going. I'll find out.
Okay.
Okay, it's a survive a zombie-infested archipelago. Satisfy your basic needs of food. So it's a zombie survival game.
Okay.
Nothing sounds too special there.
Yeah, it doesn't. Rocksmith 2014. The Binding of
forgot to
Isaac
take that
Rebirth. Don't worry about it. You also forgot to take out The Wolf Among Us.
That's actually only on PlayStation stuff. So
Oh, okay,
it's actually
so-
not everywhere.
Not technically a multi-platform. For the Wii U, Cosmophony sounds like a music game. Costume Quest 2, Demon's Crest, Gargoyles Quest 2, The Demon Darkness, Kirby, Nightmare in Dreamland, Stealth Inc., A Game of Clones. A lot of colons in
Yeah, that
the
that
eShop.
Cosmophony thing, or
Yeah,
whatever the fuck it's called.
Cosmophony.
It was an iOS game, an Android game,
Okay.
and it came on the Wii shop now.
Ooh.
It's a rhythm type game. You have to go within the sign of the beats, and there's like things that come like blocks, and you have to dodge the blocks, and it's kind of like in a music pattern. It's very blocky. I don't know how to explain it. Like your little ship is like it's either a triangle or a couple of trapezoids together.
All right.
Art style looks not too bad.
Okay. Your turn.
Yes, 3DS. We have Harvest. Oh, you did that already. No, you didn't.
Nope. 3DS.
3DS.
That's you.
Harvest Moon, The Lost Valley. Whoa Dave. I said Whoa Dive.
Whoa, Dave.
Zombie Panic in Wonderland DX. For PlayStation Vita, we got Don't Die, Mr. Robot, which sounds really epic.
Don't die, Mr. Robot.
The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, and The Wolf Among Us. For PC, we got Boss Constructor.
Cool.
I actually am very interested in that. I bet you $20 it's where you design a boss, and then the game is you just face the boss you made.
Probably.
That would be really fucking cool. Defender of Time. Let's see, Death. We got Logic Company.
Logistics Company.
Oh, it's Logistic Company. Whoops, Logistics
that's
Company.
okay.
I think that's Spectre.
Yeah.
Spectre,
you got it. Yeah.
The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. World of Subways 1, The Path.
What is this? I'm interested in whatever this is.
All right, I am gonna definitely see what this World of
World of Subways
1. It is. Oh, it's a subway train simulator.
Oh, it's a simulator. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's wow. It looks pretty cool, actually. You know, I gotta say, some people are really hardcore into their train simulators.
Yeah, they're boring in my opinion. I've never played one, but they look boring. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, this is an older game. It's an older train simulator game. It's just being brought out on Steam. Wow, actually, yep, that's a simulator, all right. I just googled a video of it. Yep, that's a simulator.
You push the throttle forward, and
Really
you gotta
cool.
slow down in the turns.
Yep. And those are the new releases. My picks are it. I think Rocksmith is really good. Also, you know what? If you haven't played Binding of Isaac at this point, you might as well buy this version.
Yeah, go for
Rebirth.
Rebirth.
So if you have not gotten it somehow yet, buy that version just because you get extra stuff. And Wolf Among Us is really good too. If you like those Telltale type of games, that might be the one. And Costume Quest 2 is still good. It's a Costume Quest game. Now I think officially it's on everything now because I think it took them like 3 weeks to get them on all the platforms.
Cool.
All right, so let's get into our specialty topic this week: the value of gaming beyond 60 frames per second.
Tell us about it.
Yeah. Okay. So, 60 frames per second. There's a big, there's all this debate like between 60 frames per second, everything like that. So I wanted to look at it a little bit, not necessarily more objectively, but put in my 2 cents in it. All right, 60 frames per second. It's generally speaking, it is always a positive to have more frames per second. The fidelity of the game is better. Because video games require you making input into the game, so you need to be able to control the game more fluently. The more way you do that is having more frames per second. If you have more frames to process information with your eye, you can make more accurate decisions. And like say for first-person shooters, you can then aim more accurately. Even though technically you don't get more time to aim, it's just you have more information at your disposal when you need to aim. Like that's one of the big reasons why just overall frames per second are generally just better. Now, the big thing that people keep getting a hissy fit about, because some games don't have it and some games do and everything like that. Now, the big reason why some games don't is because games are developed differently. Some games, like fighting games, a lot of the moves are tied to frame rates. So back in the day, 30 frames per second or 60. Actually, I think most fighting games are 60 frames per second. They tie a lot of that to frames per second. So when you want more frames than that, well, there's a problem with it because the pro game of the game gets a little funky because they tie everything to the logic of the game to the frames.
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying? So that's a big reason why a lot of games aren't. That's why I think you'll always pretty much see fighting games at 60 frames per second. The biggest games that benefit from higher frame rates are obviously first-person shooters. If you're playing Counter-Strike Go, the more frames you have, the better it will be. You're going to pretty much always want 140 frames if you can get that because you'll be so much more accuracy. And everything's just more smoother too. It's a really nice experience. And it's just better. Another big thing is people are complaining about it, like I was saying before they were complaining about it. Their complaints are kind of, all right, when game developers say, hey Eli, the game developer, you're telling me that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we run at 60 frames per second. People don't notice, and it won't matter. And then people get really pissed off that it does matter and everything. Well, it does. But if you go on Amazon or Newegg or something right now, and you look at what a standardized monitor is nowadays, a lot of them they cap off at 60 frames per second, or some of them still even rock 30 hertz. And most people only have 60 hertz TVs, generally speaking. Not everyone invests in the mid to high tier stuff. When you get into premium features, it usually splits off between getting a 4K or a 1080 high res TV or getting more frames. You usually don't get both unless you're spending a lot of money. So most people have 60 hertz type of viewing material. I think especially in computers. I still think that most general users have 60 hertz monitors. Yes, we have the hardcore gamers and enthusiast PC makers who SLI Titans, and they have BenQ gaming monitors which have 140 frames, but they usually don't have 140 frames and 4K type of scenarios or 1080p or just even beyond that, maybe even 2K scenarios. So most people have low frequency rates and stuff like that. So hertz rates, sorry. So most people can't even get the benefit of that. So game developers look at that and they say, why spend the extra time on that when we could just make a nice, better looking game in terms of resolution and stuff like that? So when people get in a hissy fit about that, it kind of seems to me it's a little unnecessary because most people do not have that high-end technology. Just sucks. Like you, Eli, what kind of TV are you rocking? How old is your TV? I'll just ask that because that'll give me a better barometer.
I don't know. Since I play all my games on the computer.
But you play on that laptop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that laptop probably is at best 60 hertz.
It is 60 hertz.
It probably is 55 hertz or some weird shit like that.
Probably no, it's 60. It's 60.
It's 60 hertz? All right.
Yeah.
That's good.
It can't go higher than 60 FPS. If I watch something, it goes and then it jumps and
it does weird jumping. All those frames you lose and everything.
Yeah, drop
frames. Yeah.
Drop frames is the worst.
Most people don't have that, and I just don't blame developers for not doing that. What I hate is big thing that I hate about it in the whole debate is that the developers say, "Oh, it doesn't matter." Well, it does matter. why don't you just be honest and say most people don't have the tech for it. We don't want to vote the time to it.
Yeah.
This is what we want to do to make the game run the best it can, so the experience is good. Some people say that, but they always go back to it doesn't matter. Well, it does. The more frames is always better. It is. Like if I had to choose between playing a game at 720p 60 frames, I would always do that over 1080p 30 frames because it's just the fidelity and you can control it much better. Like Last of Us, play that thing at 60 frames per second. Most of the control issues that I had with it with my original view go away. It still is a little clunky because it's still a controller.
Yeah.
And I still feel that mouse is the best for aiming in terms of shooting. In terms of all types of shooting. Oh, excuse me. But it fixed a lot of those problems, and it's just nice. More frames are always just good. Those are my big opinions about it. It doesn't matter. But for people to not objectively sit back and say objectively that it isn't better, well, it is. Just be honest about it. Times are not the technology, and most people don't have 144 hertz TVs. They just don't. They go for more they go for bigger size and resolution most of the time. I know a guy who's got a 4K TV, but his shit's at 60 hertz. It's
that's funny.
So he dropped he dropped I don't know $4,000 maybe even for that.
$1,000 per K.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. That was one of the low end ones, I think. And it doesn't even have 120 hertz. It just has 60. Jesus Christ. If I bought a TV, it's got to at least have 120 hertz at this point. I would like 140.
I don't like high hertz rates on TVs because, if you watch a movie, it makes the movie look weird and awkward and
Oh, you're one of those people, huh?
No, it really does. It it makes it look like a Spanish soap opera.
Yeah. That's why traditionally they still do movies at 24 frames per second. You know? They still do.
They have a warmer feel to them. The stuff is too cold and you can see if someone has a cup of water on a table and someone bumps the table accidentally, you can see the water ripple in the cup. It's I don't want to see that. I don't want to focus on the water. I want to focus on the scene, what's going on. But you just see them bumping into the set and stuff, and the set moves around. It's this. It looks so cheap now.
Because the technology's so good.
Yeah, because it's too fast.
Too fast. Yeah, for movies it is a little strange. I do like it though, and for games it's so nice. When you Eli, if you play at 140 frames per second, like a shooter, hell. Even though I say that it doesn't really matter for platformers, but it still makes platformers easier. Just being able to control your Super Meat Boy guy better is always nice.
I would have liked to play Dark Souls on a higher frame rate because the controls, movement controls, are kind of clunky.
Yeah, because the way they tie their animations to the attacks. That's actually one of the games where it's kind of tied to the frame, so that's why they recommend not to change the frame rate.
That game controlled really awkwardly.
Yeah, well, it's Dark Souls. It's what gives it its character. So see, those are scenarios where that's what's really weird to me. They have games like Monster Hunter and Dark Souls where the way that you control the game is part of the game, but to make it better and to not tie it frame rates and just make it a more easily controlled, it changes the game. And so people don't get up at hissy fit about that, but they do for other games. Mostly first-person shooters really is where people really complain about.
Yeah, it makes sense there.
Frames per second. Which, yeah, it does make sense.
Something that happens when I played Skyrim for the first time, my computer was still more new, so it could run it higher frame rate, and I think I was getting closer to 60 earlier on, but then my file got kind of big and it slowed down. But
were you just carrying a lot of loot there, Eli?
Who knows?
That's what you're really slowing down? Is that why you're really slowing down?
Well, I was moving slow because I was encumbered all the time. But what would happen early on, because I wasn't used to that high frame rate at the time, is I would be playing the game, and then I would stop playing, and then I would look around the room, and my eyes got so used to looking at 60 frames that everything looked like it was moving around like it was in the game. And it was really creepy. It was weird. And when I would close my eyes and fall asleep or whatever, even my dreams were running at 60 frames per second instead of regular human speed.
Oh my god, that's
it was pretty strange.
Yeah.
So it's kind of uncanny valley a little bit, but for shooters I agree. Yeah, definitely I would agree on that.
Well, yeah, I've talked for a little bit. What do you think about the whole frame rate thing?
Well, some games don't really need to be at 60 frames per second. I saw some Mario Kart at 60 frames per second.
Oh, I loved it.
You loved it?
Yeah, I actually like it at 60 frames per second. It runs so smoothly.
It's unnecessary though, kind of.
I disagree. Being able to control is really nice.
I mean, if you're dropping
I think in a
below,
kart racing game, it matters even more.
If you're dropping below 30, there's a problem. But if you're running at an even 30, maybe even going up to 32 or something, you're gonna do fine. You can still do all the things. You can still win. There's skill and then there's the frame rate advantage. I don't think you get that much more of an advantage.
I don't think it's more advantage. It just comes down to like be able to do your turns and time your turns more accurately because you know when that turn's coming up quicker, or at least you have more information. Like I said earlier, like I just feel like platformers are really the only. But even then, I guess I can understand being able to be able to control your guy better. But fighting games, that's an interesting one because they traditionally have always been tied to 60 frames per second because just the way the animations work in your attack. Now, I would love to talk to a fighting game person if they feel that. Because some people actually, they study frame data so that they get the optimal attack animation.
Yeah, they're not fun to play
so
with.
they know when to cancel out, like what frame they can cancel out their attack. I would love to know if increasing that to like 140 frames would like significantly change the way a fighting game was like at least studied.
Their reaction time would have to be so much higher. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, a lot of those guys are really good.
I suppose so.
Yeah. By the way, the eye could see more than 60 frames per second, people. That's based on an old study back in the day that was even like
a real
study. There are Quake players. If you're going to tell me that those Quake players, they can only see 60 frames per second, my ass. Some people will sit down at a monitor and they see it, and you just have an image side by side. They can tell which one has the higher refresh rate. People, you could do this, Eli. If I sat you down in front of two monitors, I bet you $20 you could pick out the one that's higher frame rate.
Okay. Let's just
most of the time. I would say at least 85 to 90% efficiency you would do it.
Yeah.
Because, you can't be right all the time. It's not statistically possible.
Or you can, because you're a genius.
Or you can because you're a genius. Quake player might be able to, but generally if you sat down anybody, I bet they 85% of the time, 85 to 90, they could pick it out. That's my thing. Actually, there's a website. Did you see that website?
The 30 versus 60?
60, and
yeah.
you could pick.
That's
when
been
I
the
did
thing.
that, I actually did that thing. I did it. I only got one wrong. Like it said, nope, that was 30. So, again, it might have been the monitor I was on.
Perhaps.
But if I was able to pick it out even on my shitty monitor, because I was doing it on my laptop, this guy.
Oh.
This guy that no one can see on the stream here that's down there who does the Skype shit. Yeah, so that's kind of my thing. People need to stop getting these little fissy fit battles and just understand that more frame rates do equal better generally, but doesn't necessarily needed. That's all they need to know. And I hate, and they love to use this for like console war bullshit, Like, oh, the Xbox can do more frames or the PlayStation can do more frames, And then the PC guys come in, well, I could do like 140 frames. So where are you guys at? That's my biggest problem with it.
I invented frames, yeah.
Because we could have legitimate discussions so people would actually find out that objectively more frames usually are better. And people would, if they had that mindset, then every developers would spend more time making games better, and it would make games better. It would. I honestly feel that controlling games would be a lot better if you had 60 frames per second across everything.
One thing for platformers, like in Super Meat Boy, I think a higher frame rate would help, is that sometimes when you jump and then you don't jump,
yeah,
and it's like, are you kidding me? That's infuriating.
Assuming that they programmed it correctly, then yes.
Yeah, because like you're on the thing, you can see that you're on it when you did it, but I guess the game was like, actually you're not on it, but we're inputting it that you were on it. I don't know. There's some miscommunication because of the frame rate, possibly. Yeah.
So those are definitely my views, and I think you pretty much said everything you wanted to say, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. All right, and I guess that will be our show. I want to thank Elias for joining us. He's all lonely over there. Appreciate him showing up, wasting his gas, whatever. No, it's not wasting. We did a show.
No, it was a good show.
Good show, not too bad.
Good show.
I like we go to talk tomorrow. I really got more opinions on the refresh thing, but hey.
Yeah, it was a faster show.
Yeah. Oh no, we had an hour 2, hour
really?
3. Not too bad.
Okay.
That's the normal time we're supposed to be doing. So, I want to thank everyone for watching out there. Make sure you do all the social networks. Yeah, I got the little fancy picture now. You can follow us on Twitter, RFPTV. You can like us on Facebook, search Remove and Play under shows, add us to Circles of Go Plus, or join the forums, vegascorcher.proboards.com.
Yeah.
Sure, you guys check that out if you want to continue the conversation beyond the show. So this has been episode 125, Tuesday, November 4th, 2014. We'll catch you all next week, guys. Peace out, home dogs.
Bye.